No, no, it's going to be. You're going to no announce it. Just
So we're talking self-evaluation this evening with the Gentlemen's Club. If you know what is really healthy and good for you, just come, listen. The New Year resolution and everything, you need to analyze them in real terms. So today, Uncle Jide is here to discuss self-evaluation with us. Stay calm, stay put, stay tuned. My name is Ozioma. Just relax and listen. Yes, we're back. Thank you, guys. We're really back. Thanks for staying tuned and holding on. Uncle Jide is still here. We're discussing self-evaluation. I had my reasons for saying let's go online so that we can at least uplift and help people who are going to be listening to us from all over the world. Uncle Jide, please, let's start
all
again.
right. Now, from what you, I asked you a question
Yes.
before
Yes.
that you said you come up with your New Year resolution.
Yes.
That is 2024 resolution.
Yes.
And you try to explain what you want, what you observe about yourself and what you want to change. Yes. So you notice that you care so much.
Yes.
And you want to probably adjust that to care for yourself.
Yes.
Am I correct?
Yes.
All right. So, and I added that that's the premise that some of us or a lot of people get it wrong. So I would rather prefer, instead of saying New Year resolution, I don't for years now, for about 5-6 years, I've not always been a lover of so-called New Year resolutions because in most cases they are emotionally done. They are emotionally engaged in, not engaged in from the point of from being well informed about what actually transpired the year before. Because you see, when we talk about evaluation, self-evaluation, whether you like it or not, if you don't evaluate yourself for repositioning, for to get yourself in a state where you can turn things around positively for yourself, you run the risk of doing things the same way or operating from point of ignorance, the level of from the ground of ignorance. Because if you don't know what actually happened to you the year before, and you are coming up with New Year resolution, what is a New Year resolution? That is what we want to do in the new year. You need to first of all do self-auditing. Audit how your life went in the year before. It's also a way, you can also do that month in, month out. You need to look at what transpired in your personal life, in your business, in the organization that you work in. What has been going on, and where do you need to effect changes? So when we talk about self-evaluation, we are talking about an act or process by which you judge yourself. And you judge yourself, you judge your abilities, you judge your input, you judge your results. See, a lot of us, we don't always like when they announce that the result is about to be released. A lot of us, actually all of us, when we were in school, except those who are very sure that they put in the right efforts. So you don't want, when it is time to know what is called in your head, in your SSC, you start praying that something will change. Whereas that result has been composed. So you are going to have that result, whether you like it or not.
Whether you pass or fail.
Whether you pass or fail. So some of us, because we realize that we are going to get results. So self-evaluation is a positive thing for me, it's not something negative. Unfortunately, a lot of us don't even know we need to do that. Because to evaluate means to lay
Access.
yes, to assess, to lay out everything on the table and see what you have been doing right and what must change. See football clubs. As they enter into their season, into the season, all through the season, somebody, the coaches, and then some other person, they are assessing where are they getting weak. They have two windows. They have two windows, one in August, September, and they have another one in January. They want to know which area do we need to strengthen? Which area have we noticed some weaknesses? Which area have we noticed gaps in our operation, in our field operation? And the goal is to bridge that gap. So if as individual, you don't do assessment, you don't know what you are going to improve on. So it's a positive thing where you try to assess yourself, evaluate yourself, and come up with the right decision. But unfortunately, because of the fact that a lot of us, we pamper ourselves, a lot of us, we don't track back to look at what transpired in my past life, whether that past life is yesterday or last week or last month, because we don't track back. And when some persons are trying to figure out who we are or how we are performing, we are quick to argue with them. We are quick not to receive their evaluation of us. And as a result, we don't improve. So the goal of self-evaluation is to improve, is to be better, is to get results different from what you have been getting. Of course, the popular saying, keep doing things the same way and you expect a different result. That's a definition, or that is a pointer to the fact that this person does not have a sound mind. So you try to look at things so that you can effect changes. I have in the past 3 weeks or so, I've looked through and I've been looking at what needs to change. Because no matter how excellent you are in whatever area, you still need areas that you need to improve. And then areas that you have done well, what got you the right results, you need to look at how to strengthen that area. You will hear some positive, what people are talking about, how you have performed, the product of your organization, how you have attended to something. Of course, you also hear criticism. It's foolishness to sit down and be rebuffing the observations that somebody has made. Somebody might not, the person observing what you have done might not necessarily be right, 100% right. But in the multitude of the person's perception, you could see areas to improve on. That is the reason why one thing I enjoy as an individual is for organization or an individual to like feedback. If you don't enjoy feedback, you may be doing things that you feel you are doing right, but the day a competitor comes, you discover that what you think that you are doing right might actually not be right enough for you to sustain patronage. So it's important that you continue to look at areas where you need to improve. There are standards. Go online. Look at what am I doing in this area? How am I doing? Am I delivering it? People can be enjoying what you are delivering because a competitor has not arrived. You might look at yourself and say, oh, I'm a great cook. People are coming to my restaurant to eat. But when a competitor comes, that's when you will know the quality of what you are serving. That's when you will know whether you can still command patronage or your patronage level will reduce. So it is to our own advantage when we do self-evaluation. When we self-evaluate ourselves, it's for our own good.
Is it the one that should self-evaluate himself or herself, or is an evaluation appropriate when someone else does it?
No, it's two ways. Maybe I have a mind that is so objective, and I don't pamper myself naturally. I've learned over the time that you see, when you try to cover what you need to, what you don't need to cover, you are only deceiving yourself. So if you want to enjoy self-deceit, then go ahead and cover what should actually be addressed. So it can come either way. It's good if you can sit down and audit that. For instance, in the environment, I was talking with my younger brother, it's in the US. He called me, and while we were talking, he said his children that they will be back to school on 2nd of January. I said, they're not having any holiday. He said, in fact, they just get them because an holiday for this period. They are back 2nd. That I think they were on school days, something like 22nd or so, and then 2nd. And then that they themselves that who believes in that kind of holiday over there. And of course, I told him, I said, we are lovers of holiday. A governor comes up and he asks more. I read yesterday, a governor I think in the middle belt, the governor already announced that he has started Tuesday, holiday Tuesday. And it's just a product of our lack of understanding of productivity. We are not highly productive people. We are not. We are generally it's not really comfortable. We are just ignorant of the fact that we are not productive enough. Just ignorant of the fact. And I was telling him, I said, he was saying that probably it's because people don't have the motivation, people don't get a good pay and so on. I told him, I said, I don't agree with you. I said, what I discovered is that we don't explore enough. For instance, if you have gold under the ground, you have resources, you have what it takes to really make you have a good life. But if the extent of your exploration, let's say that gold can actually deliver to an organization having 10 persons working, can deliver 2 million in a month. And all our efficiency, all our approach to productivity to work only deliver 400,000. So people will only benefit to the tune of that 400,000, the organization itself and individuals working there. But if we are people who like to stretch ourselves, if we are people who love work, I'm not saying everybody is not as productive, but generally we are not as productive as we could be. And so you see a situation whereby what we get not as much as we could get generally.
If we are putting more?
If we are putting more. Now, the same Nigerians, let them go outside the country.
We work so hard.
Exactly. You see a situation where because the environment there is designed to task your productivity level, to up your productivity level. And the environment rewards you for your productivity. So, but in the environment we are in, somebody comes in, has access to government money, uses the money the way he likes. People see somebody who probably don't have up to 500,000 naira in his account, win an election, and overnight they are giving him 160 million worth of cards. So, what is going to inspire you to be very productive? When are you going to get there? From not having up to 500,000 naira in your account to using a car, not even 50 million. So, because that is what it is, because you are this, your status, merit, and then you are in there. You are not going to encourage a lot of people that have looked up to this guy and tell that look, this person did not have this kind of his capacity, what he had generated over the time. To not actually sustain the life that he has suddenly come into. So such things can lower the drive for high productivity. And that's what we see here. If you win an election as House of Assembly member, you see how things will change for you. I'm telling you, the same you who by virtue of your effort, by virtue of everything, you could not really generate the much you are going to get just by winning an election. So So lack of productivity or lack of motivation to be highly productive, or the demand on individuals to step up their productivity level will trickle down. Just see somebody who comes into affluence within a short time, and that affects other people from really being productive. It's an area I'm really interested in. It's an area I'm interested in. That there's need for us to raise our productivity level, because we can do more than we are currently doing, including us in self-talk. I don't see myself as highly productive as I would want to. So because I've seen areas where I need to improve. I've seen some things that I need to have to step up my productivity and drive myself to another level where you can be able to get more. So individually, we need to self-evaluate ourselves. So if you don't, self-evaluation is, as you said, self-assessment, self-audit. So if you don't audit who you are, if you don't audit your action, your inputs, you realize that you just continue to do things the same way, achieve the same result, and probably what you're achieving is able to give you something that satisfies you at a level. But when it comes to another level, you are not going to get that kind of satisfaction. So it is an area that we need to pay attention to emotionally. From today, from tomorrow, 30th, no, from 29th, from 30 to 30, you begin to see emotional resolutions, New Year resolutions. And I tell you, at the end of first week, you have forgotten about it. So if, for instance, somebody says that, oh, my resolution in the New Year is that I want to marry, and for me to marry, I want to get the best lady to marry, I mean, a very good lady to marry. And then the person looks at himself. With that good lady, you will like somebody who smokes. With that good lady, like somebody who drinks. With that very good lady, like somebody who does this. Maybe he has some pictures in his mind, and somebody like this very decent ladies are not going to put up with somebody who has some moral moral feelings. So he sets his mind. He has done self-evaluation, and then he tells himself that, look, for me to be able to get this result, something must change in him. Now he wants to change that moral behavior, that moral issue that he has. So how will he affect that? He has seen the result that the change will bring into his life, because he does not want to marry somebody who is morally different like him. So he wants to change something. So it's not about New Year resolution. Number one, I'm going to stop drinking. Number two, I'm going to stop smoking. Number three, no, you will need to sit down for you to come up with a resolution that works, for you to come up with a result, the expected end you want to achieve. You need to sit down. Ask yourself relevant questions. What are the driving forces to this behavioral pattern I want to change? Number one, you can realize that influences from friends happens to be a key contributory factor. So you are now doing assessment, you are doing evaluation. So you are looking at yourself objectively. You are not lying to yourself. Because one of the keys to proper self-evaluation is speaking truth to yourself. If you cannot speak truth to yourself, you need to call yourself for a private meeting and speak truth to yourself. This behavior is bad. This thing is not good. It's not going to impact. This thing will affect your kidney. This thing you need to tell yourself the truth. Now, when you tell yourself the truth, look at the contributory factors. Don't just say that I just don't know why it's like some spirits are leading me. So see, this year it pained me so much that a young man was lost. This young man, about 30 years ago, he got into smoke, and then he his kidney packed up, and he died this year. A young man, by the time he was very before, at 38, 39, 40, 41. Young man with great ideas, brilliant ideas. So if you as a person, you want to effect a change, you have to sit down and do proper auditing, proper audit of yourself, your character. And then when you do that, list out what are the contributing factors. You may realize that you are inspired to drink when you flock with some friends. So when you realize that, discover that, oh, my friends are heat triggered because I'm always joining them late in the day to do this stuff. So what do? You set your resolution. You have to change your friends and cultivate new friends. There's no room for vacuum. You have to look at how you are going to change that. And also, in the process of effecting this, you also need to connect with the right persons. You need to connect with the right person because there are some things that you want to change. They won't come easy. Bad habits, they is hard. So they are not going to come easy. So through your decision that look, I need to effect changes in this area. So you are going to connect with some persons that you are accountable to. For instance, if you have poor spending culture, that you can make the money and you can just fritter away the money. That you don't, when it comes to financial management, when it comes to managing money that flows into your pocket, into your account, you are not good at. So you are wasteful. You have poor judgment. You can tell yourself that, oh, I bought something, I bought this, I bought that, I bought it. But when you sit down with somebody, everybody will tell you you are just foolish with it. So you want to effect changes along that line. You must have to evaluate what are the things that are getting you into some. So when you do that, one thing that will really, really help you is to have someone that you can account, someone you know is knowledgeable, somebody you can call. Years back, I remember, and I will tell you a story, a young man, Ifeanyi, I won't mention his name, I won't mention his story, Ifeanyi was so morally bad, especially when it comes to relationship with persons of the opposite sex. So there was a time that what I'm talking about is around 2009, 2008, 2009. So Ifeanyi had me in a forum, and he came to see me in the office. He requested I went to see him. I invited him. We sat and he told me the challenge is his issue concerning sexual addiction. So he told me, when he told me about a lady in his life that he has done a lot with, and he found it difficult to break from her. That even if he tries to break, the lady is not going to go easy. That how is it going to give out this resolution? And I told him, fine. I said, no problem. You know what? Are you ready to follow through the process? And he said, fine. We sat down. No, the two of us to be friends. Can we commit to a resolution? No visit all this time. No this, no that. Because for you to be able to evaluate what you want to change, you have seen that something is not good for you, and then you want to effect changes. You must be deliberate. You must be deliberate. You must take some necessary steps to take you to that expected end. The expected end is the change. Yeah. So but you need to follow through. So as they relate, and I told the family, if anything, people come, if you're overwhelmed by some pressure, emotional pressure, sexual pressure, say, oh, let's go. In some cases, not just that lady, apart from that relationship did not last more than 4 weeks to 1 month, because the only glue that relationship had
was sex.
So the moment the two of them said, "Jimmy, what?" I said, "Oh, there's no need telling her get that. She will beat you as an awkward. The two of them were in today. She will beat you as awkward and then you find yourself in what you want to define. The two of them better you talk after discussing it. So can you commit yourself to do that? If it is you, tell me that it is. And because he was accountable, tell you from that moment, through when if I went to a company to work in this environment, the woman, head of the office, a woman, was pressing me for sexual relationship. He was giving me it, and I said, you know what, just keep moving on. And keep moving on. So such guidance, if I develop capacity to be able to resist, and if he count years that he had not gotten into that, and then he himself became strong enough to be able to live a decent life. So in some of these things, breaking some of these, you will need somebody to go through the journey. It's accountability. Somebody that you know who help you through that culture, that immoral culture you want to get. Because on your own, scripture says, one will be overpowered, two defend themselves. A faithful God cannot be able. Say two are better than one. They have a good reward, a good return for their labor. So when two persons, when you are accountable to someone, and somebody is able to, apart from pray for you, counsel you, and then be like walking through the road that you want to really overcome. When people were walking through the road with you, you are most likely going to see yourself achieve the result you prayed for. But in a situation where you try to mask your weaknesses, come up with one paper resolutions. By the time you are getting to the 40, the same friends will go, let's go out now. And before you know it's happening. So you have to be genuine. There are some associations that you will need to step down for the purpose of what you want to do. You have to make up your mind and tell yourself that look, on this premise, I'm going to be reaching my decision. You could be a lady and you see yourself finding it difficult to hold yourself because of a couple of things, sexual escapade that you had with a man. You go through the same process. Tell yourself the truth. This life is not a good life for me. This life is not going to get me the result I need in life. And so once you have come up with that decision, then you begin to effect go through necessary processes that will help you get to the expected end. Or else, if you lie to ourselves and say, oh, everything is fine. If you are a lazy person, you are lazy, you don't get tasks done. You don't achieve your goal. Even when you are given something to do, you don't achieve your goal. You procrastinate, and then you have issues delivering your targets. You need to tell yourself the truth. Don't tell yourself, is that Mr. Smith that is always on my neck? You get to your house and you say, oh, this Mr. Smith, his trouble is too much. By tomorrow now, you are not saying the fact that you fail productive, that you are laid back. The only thing you are saying is Mr. Smith harassing. Mr. Smith is just asking you to deliver the reason why you are employed. Deliver it. So that is his goal. And in the course of him laying emphasis on what you need to deliver, all that you are saying, somebody harassing, and as long as you have that perception, it becomes difficult for you to step up and be more productive.
Gentlemen, you're listening to us from St. Savage recently here on the Gentlemen's Club. Remember, like we say, we have the Young Ladies Club and then we have the Gentlemen's Club. Today, we are speaking in the Gentlemen's Club right inside the city of Senegal. And we're talking self-evaluation. And Mr. Jide is here doing justice to it. But my question is this: there are some families where the wife and the husband, they just do not gel well in disagreeing to agree. Okay. Yes, the wife is either the very stubborn type, or the man is this I am the man type. How do they go through this self-evaluation to be able to lift and maybe progress in their businesses and lifestyle?
Okay. By virtue of my own temperament, and by virtue of my temperament, and what I have passed through. I was privileged to pass through good parenting, but I have a temperament that could be a little bit aggressive. Now, for the two, it's possible that a man could have that kind of temperament. In fact, it's not even possible. Quite a number of men. You need to sit down and in self-evaluation, tell yourself the truth. So when you tell yourself the truth and you write and you begin to see things in your life that must change, it helps you to know what you are going to take to God in prayer and begin to ask Him for help. See, it's because a lot of times you don't look at the results, you don't look at the expected end. What is the essence of being in a marriage? The two of you love yourself, you marry yourself. In fact, before the marriage, you are all over, you are like, this is the best thing that will happen to me. So now, what is the gain in being in a marriage where life is like hell on earth for you? What's the gain? So if you understand that, look, this thing gives me no gain, sit down as a woman. There's nothing like the stubborn type. Somebody will be a little bit strong, not necessarily stubborn, but strong. When the person has an opinion, the person is able to stand on that opinion and push through the opinion. There is no temperament, and there is no temperament. God, Jesus cannot adjust. There's no temperament indeed. And so I've been someone that God has helped temperament-wise. I've come to a point where, I can hear things and I will not react. But I was not like that before some years ago.
Wow.
I was not like that some years ago. I can hear things and I won't adjust.
Ask.
I won't adjust. I won't react. I won't react. So, but I know that there's a God factor in helping our habits when we have bad habits. And the habits are all rooted in our Adamic nature. So it's the Adamic nature. And your nature is a function of your nurture and your environment. So you pick up stuff in your environment. And then naturally maybe you have a genetic connection that predisposes you to that kind of temperament. And then you have an environment, for instance, a husband and wife that are having a violent relationship. The environment they put up in the home is going to affect the children. So they're likely to have children that are very aggressive. When you see men who marry two wives and their children are always contending because of the fact that the wives are contending among themselves. So the children also will pick that habit. And then you see a situation whereby when any of the children from surgery happen to be in another environment, the person is aggressive. The person is always contending with others. A violent environment, a dysfunctional relationship will most likely produce dysfunctional children. Because in an environment where children experience love, they experience necessary discipline, they experience care, they see parents that are relating together, and they are achieving their goals together. It's not that they won't have moments of disagreement. They will. Even if you are from the same room, as twins, you are going to have moments of disagreement. But they've been able to mellow down on their differences and then strengthen their similar areas where they are similar. They've been able to develop a symbiotic relationship and not parasitic relationship. The same relationship that really works is going to be, you're going to produce better children. Children where every now and then the father slaps the mother, they beat, and the woman holds the man, must kill me today, and all sorts. So when a child is in that environment, the child is not going to produce the same result as a child in an environment where there's love, there's care. There is that mutual relationship between father and mother. So if a couple happens to be in this state, and today is 28th of December, and somebody begins to be like, look, something must change in my marriage. It's not about dropping your wife to pick another wife. It's not about that. And somebody really desires that something must change in my marriage. Sit down and do genuine evaluation of what's going on in that relationship. And stop looking at what is my wife doing that is making me angry. Rather, look at what am I doing that is making her angry. Look from inside out. Steve Harvey was talking about 7 habits of highly effective people. And one of the things that he brought out is that look at this from inside out. Do you get it? It's not what is going on outside that you will use to say, if that thing changes, then I will be a better person. No. Look at what you need to do to bring about a change in that situation. Tell yourself, is this marriage, is it going to make these children better? Are we really having a relationship that we can of the truth say that, yeah, this relationship, if you're looking at all my life in this relationship this year, oh God, let it be like that next year. Can we pray that prayer? So if we see areas where things are not working, there's nothing that God cannot help bring solution to.
Okay, Mr. Jide, I want us to probably harness evaluation and criticism. Because some people do not like to be criticized. Some people naturally. Some people want to pour out their minds and do not want you to start criticizing them. Otherwise, they will not tell you anything again, ever. So, how do you help such people who do not like criticism or critiquing? How do we want to pamper them to let them know that this thing you're doing is wrong and this is the reason it's wrong? And if you're able to stop this, you will be able to do this without rubbing on their egg and thinking it's an ego thing. So, can we just differentiate this evaluation and criticism, or must they all come together?
Okay. No, when you talk about criticism, it depends on the person being criticized, how the person sees it. Not every one of us has grown to a point where you know how to handle criticism. Criticism to quite a number of persons could be a destructive approach to making your mind move. And also, it's also an expression, because in some cases, criticism that somebody tries to, express towards another person can also be as a result of lack of immaturity on the side of the person criticized. Because the goal is that what do I want to achieve? What is the end I want to achieve? If the end is for me to restore this, I used to be very criticized in the past. I used to be I used to be strong in that area. But I have seen that maybe because over the time I've read and I've listened to some good, knowledgeable persons, I've come to realize that you can choose the end you want. If the end I want is to make this person feel bad, then you can go ahead and run your mouth, criticize. But if I want this person to change, that change is my goal, then I will need to choose the process I go through. So because if I go through criticism, the line of criticism, then I'm going to get the wrong result. I'm going to get resistance from the other person. So, but if I am able to come up with what really needs to change in this situation, and then the way I go about it, I'm able to go through a better way of communicating what I want to get, I'm likely to see the person change. Now, when you have a boss in the office who criticizes everything, what happens is that you have a couple of staff that will lack self-confidence.
Yes, yes.
They will lack
They
self-confidence.
will be wondering, am I really supposed to be here?
It affects the psychological. So when you have self-confidence, the implication is that ideas that will spice things up in the office will be lacking. Because the same people, creation of God, will actually throw ideas that will spice up the company and give the company good direction. But your vows over the time,
You don't see anything good in
oh,
there.
what is the, you spark and every just criticize and abuse and do all that. You are only limiting your own capacity to grow because you need the team, the cleaner, the admin officer, the cashier, the accountant, they are all part of your team. That you are privileged to be the one who set up the organization does not mean that you destroy their self-esteem. So when you do that, you have only made yourself a champion. And then you don't have champions that are carrying the vision. You only have people who are timid, people who cannot really express themselves. So if that is what you want, you get that. But just know, you might actually still command patronage until you have a good competitor. The day you have a good competitor, number one, some of them will rather prefer to go if they are better managed, they prefer to cross to the other side.
Yes.
And so on. So, you know, even scripture, only if you want to just hear your mind how you feel, even a fool does that. You know, you just want to hear your mind, and I just want to say it the way I feel. Even a fool does that. So you need to. I instructed myself. That no, it's not about being bossy where you feel that no, it's a team thing. It's a team thing. So make the cleaner feel good during the work of cleaning. Make the cashier feel good during the work of cashier. Don't bully people. Don't bully people. So if you have that nature, it's one of the things that you need to work on. You have to do self-assessment of yourself and tell yourself that look, in the year I'm going into, if this is my style of management, I'm a good man. It doesn't convey strength at all. People can, you know, if you open the door of the house, all the rats will run, but they will try to escape, run for cover. But I tell you the truth, it doesn't mean that because the lion or the cat has come and so everybody beats the retreat. That does not necessarily serve as strength to you. Rather, it's just who you are. People don't want to get along the line of who they feel you are. But when you build a team whereby you can call people and generate ideas, you will be shocked that ideas that will take the organization far, even if you are not the only, but you happen to be the ideas that will take the organization far and make will just be coming from somebody who is under an atmosphere of bullying. That person cannot change that
Well, this is insightful, seriously. I'm even wowed at the program. I'm really able to take calls. And this program is supposed to be taking calls. Yeah, so seriously. It's very, very interesting. So we're talking self-evaluation and we're listening to Mr. Jide Omunobi. And so far, so good. If you want to call us, please call 0803 252 0008. 0803
That is after.
Yes, that's after the show. Yeah, after the show, if you really want to talk or see or ask anything, just call this number, not now. 0803 252 0008 or 0706 862 1516. 0706 862 1516. My name is Usman. So let's take calls on 0809 0909 771 1009 and 0902 311 1009. A few calls will do if you have any observation, question, what you think, what you want to ask, what you're confused about, it's the right time to call on the Gentleman's Club. Mr. J, I'm even thinking if you are the person listening, will you even bother calling? Because what we're talking about seriously is extremely interesting. The explanations that you're giving towards evaluation, self-evaluation, has given people two ideas of the difference between New Year resolution and evaluation. If you do not properly evaluate yourself, I wonder what. Hello. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you. What's your name? I know. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. 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 Thank you. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Okay. 0902-311-1009. Hello. Good evening. Okay. You're welcome, Pastor. Ah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Is that today you see? You see? You see what I'm saying? Hello. Good evening. Are you there? Okay, that was a little flash. Well, seriously, if I tell you myself, I am not lifted, then I'm lying to myself. I'll take the last call. Hello. Good evening. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. That's question six. You said you hear me?
I had it.
Okay. Please, just go ahead.
All right. No, it will be a little bit challenging to delve into a person you are not too clear about the content. Somebody can be saying, I've tried and tried and tried. And you don't really know the extent, you don't know what the person has done, the situation. So a doctor will want proper diagnosis of a matter, a challenge before putting up a solution. So I would say that if the person has the number, you can call, you can call.
Yeah.
But generally, what I will say is that a man tried to come up with an electricity light bulb, you know, and he did a lot of tests, and they were all failed attempts, or he had setback. At the end of the day, he came up with the solution. And they asked him questions, say, how did you feel feeling now and 99,099 times? He said, no. He said, you are not feeling that way. That every step took him closer to the solution. So for that man, he has tried in that relationship, that he has done everything possible. All that you have done so far will actually be getting you closer to the solution. There may just be one particular knowledge, body of knowledge that you need to tilt or bring about a turnaround in that relationship. So you need to reach out, discuss the details, and let's see whether that knowledge will come your way and change your goal. Because we're not discussing relationship, to go into what you don't really have facts and figures will not be wise.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Jide.
Thank you. And please, before leaving, I would like to say this, that the evaluation we are talking about tonight is, in summary, taking a step back. It's all about going back, not what is new, but something that has happened. You look at that thing, look at your life. Our life is not just in one package. There's different dimensions. It could be relationship, it could be academic, it could be business, it could be work life, it could be friendship. Whatever aspect that you want to assess, you want to evaluate, take a step backward to consider what works and what does not work. The goal is that you build on what works because there's strength there. And then you will see that, oh, I don't join people. I remember my brother telling me that his neighbor at the back of his house, he invited him for his 68th birthday. And the man told him that, okay, I'm ready to come. And he was surprised. He said, why will you not come? We are close. We are Christian brother. not told you that anything that has to do with that line spending, he has a resolution not to go that way. That he was telling him so that he will know that he doesn't go into that kind of. So nobody needs to be chasing to conflict. So he talked about what he has used resources to give, knowing that by virtue of the friends that he could have gone ahead and been doing out and doing this. How is so does it? I'm not saying the man is 100% right or wrong. See, you come up with, you look at your back, take a step back, tap into what's my life like in this thing? What's my life like? Is it really the best? So I need to effect next to you. What negative things this thing brings you to? So that you can then from that premise know what you need to do. You may not have all the information how to go about it or connect with somebody who knows. You will see yourself having a brighter life in 2024.
Thank you so much. You just spoke to everyone who is listening out there. You listen to Mr. Jide Olunabi and my humble self, Osiama Ejiofor. Thanking you all for staying tuned to Solid 100.9 from the Gentlemen's Club. Today, Thursdays, every last Thursday of the month, yes, I remember. It comes up from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. every last Thursdays of the month. So, guys, I'll call out the number again so that you can reach out in case you have any thoughts to share. 0803 252 0008. 0803 252 0008 and 0706 862 1516. 0706 862 1516. And this comes, bring you to an end of this self-evaluation program. I want you to stay tuned because I'm going to talk a little more from now till 10 p.m. almost on the same topic, but you know, I'm going to be more thorough, both negative and positive. So today is painting the words for us. So thank you so much for joining this conversation this night. Thanks to the callers, thanks to the listeners, and we appreciate you all. Thanks to the Gentlemen's Club. We wish you a wonderful New Year celebration as we end the session this year with this wonderful evaluation topic. And we say God bless the Gentlemen's Club and God bless the Young Ladies Club as well. Yeah. Signing out. Peace out, guys. Thank you.
So the program is we need to focus this. So the program is
yes. That's why they are surprised. Yes. Yes. So did you have fun?
So you are the JD?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I am.
I'm here once in a while because I'm actually